Carpe Sus when hunting up in North Texas. Landowner said he had a pretty good sized sounder coming onto his property.
More pigs in the tree line.
So I've got one pig on my side of the fence, several pigs on the neighbor's property there back in the tree line. And I'm getting all this on video through my IR Hunter Mark III thermal weapon sight.
Landowner had reported seeing a sounder with some large pigs. This certainly could be it.
I'm not in a good position here because of the wind. I need to get closer to the fence line and be shooting back in this direction.
To wake them out.
So I'm going to have to move. So this is what it looks like. There you can see the wind is blowing from left to right. I'm set up under a tree. The pigs are there in the tree line. The dark green shapes are trees. There are the tanks. There are the fence lines. And that's the neighbor's property. And the fence is actually a ridge top, so I'm set up under a tree and I'm going to move tree to tree, trying to stay in the shadows, hiding from the moonlight. And now I've gotten to this point and the hogs are starting to come out.
Property line in the shadows.
So I'm in the shadows of the trees along the fence line, and there are the hogs just on the other side of the fence on the property that I can hunt. But they're above and over the ridge, so I've moved up. And I waited in this spot for about 15 minutes, hoping that the pigs would cross the fence onto this side of the ridge, or move away so that I could get closer to the fence line and be shooting downhill towards them. So something happened that spooked the hogs and they moved off all at once, and I moved up to the fence line in a hurry. Forgot to get my recorder on, but here's a graphic showing of how things went down. I shot the first hog at 180 yards. Some of the hogs ran in this direction, some ran this way, and of those running this way, I picked up one at 140 yards, 100 yards, and 130 yards along the fence. Also took a couple shots at faraway hogs that did not connect. The first hog was a 170-pound boar.
Brass Catcher by Tactical Brass Recovery.
And I'm really liking the accuracy of this Lone Star Armory TX15 multi-purpose carbine. Here I've made a headshot at 180 yards. Second boar, 120 pounds, 140 yards. In the side of the neck on the move. Another right behind the head at 100 yards right here. And the last hog at 130 yards behind the head, exiting out of the snout. And Carpe Daisipus moved on to my next property. This is where the landowner has a problem with armadillos. Not much lately, but here's another one. And he's down at 30 yards. I moved on to my next property, spied this boar out in the field. He's there on the other side of the fence. I don't have any cattle around at this point. Wind's blowing from left to right. So I'm going to move up to the fence line right here so that I'm not shooting through the fence. The boar's in a bit of a low spot. I just need for it to move in a little better position for me to take the shot. Alright, here we go. He goes right down. Turned out to be a 210-pound boar at 100 yards. Shot entering right there next to the ear, going down into the chest. And here I've taken him to my boneyard where I'm going to try to do the bullet extraction. I'm getting a little better using the knife one-handed, peeling back the side. Revealed the bullet entering here, actually going down into the chest cavity, all the way through the ribs, exiting out right here by the xiphoid process. The Hornady ELD-M 123 grain bullet did a good job entering next to the neck. Traveling behind the scapula, breaking two ribs, entering the thoracic cavity, going through the heart, breaking off the xiphoid process there at the bottom of the rib cage where it stopped after about 20 inches of penetration. And as a side observation, this is another hog with a deformed foot. Carpe Sus, my friends.